Bowling today is quite a bit different than it was 25 years ago. It's basically in two parts. On the competitive level, as in the PBA Tour and other competitive events, it's a lot harder to be successful than it was years ago. There's a lot more that goes into the game: lane patterns, ball layouts, different cores, different covers. But on a league level, it's a lot easier than it used to be. 25 years ago, 300 was a premium, and now it seems like nobody even stops to watch anybody bowl 300. Averaging 240, 230 is something that's the norm, and it's sad.
What I see when I travel, sport bowling is growing up in Europe and Asia, but here in the US it's kind of going down, and that's kind of sad because this is the capital of the bowling. I think the league bowling is going down a lot here, and also I can see that, like back in my country, Finland, sport bowling is going down, but open bowling and cosmic bowling doing good, so at least bowling centers are doing well.
What I see is, there's no more double shift leagues, it's all single shift. Nobody has time to bowl two leagues anymore. Everybody's too busy, bowling's getting expensive. The competitive nature of bowling has disappeared basically.
Well, I think everybody across the board knows that league participation is probably on the downward spiral, but it's probably leveled off a little bit, at least in our areas it has. But it kind of goes back to the youth programs. There's not as many youth programs as there was. The state of bowling, I think, is still very popular. The participation-wide side of it is very popular, obviously with the masses that do it on a recreation level. But I think with some of the new programs that are set forth, and we're getting a lot more feedback from people that are coming back to bowling. That have been out for whatever reasons for however many years, but they seem like they're gravitating back to bowling.
It's really unfortunate, the bowling industry, where I grew up, it was huge, it was strong, it was really family orientated, there was a lot of organized play. It's just unfortunate to see the industry take the turn that it just taken. The economy's affected it. I still see a lot of bowlers, a lot of people in the centers, but the double shifts, the guys who are bowling double shifts, bowling 2 or 3 times a night, a week, it just doesn't happen anymore.
I think the bowling game itself is, it's muddling through the water right now. But I think it might be on the upswing. I know back home in Amarillo, our high school bowling is really booming, and I just feel like we just need to start, getting juniors into bowling Saturday mornings again, and building up from the juniors to high school to college, all the way up.
I would tell you it's in a lot of trouble right now. We get a lot of numbers in our plant, at our company, that would suggest that bowling has a lot of serious issues right now. It's one that is on a downward trend. It's been that way for 30 years straight. So there's a serious issue with the game of bowling. It's one that needs to be addressed by somebody. That's why we're taking some steps here to try and call some attention to bowling's problem, because we don't really think the general consumer knows that bowling's in trouble. But if you think about bowling today versus even 10, 15 years ago, we're from double shift leagues to single shift leagues that can't even get filled anymore. So there's far less people bowling far less games.